Hey, what's up YouTube? So this is Brian with Renegade Trucking, and you're probably wondering why I'm uploading a video so early in the day. And why is it the, day 17 recap this early in the day? Well, I got a good reason for that. Went to the school today, and it had been raining. It was actually storming out pretty bad when I was leaving, but when I got up to the school, everything seemed pretty fine. The rain had mostly dissipated by then. So we started off doing our pre-trip inspection as normal, and it started to rain a little bit, and so we went into the in-cab and did that. All three of us were there for our class. We're in there today. And then what ended up happening was one of the students quit, so that's 3 out of our 5 students have now quit the program, or at least moved to. I don't know where this student ended up, if they are completely done or if they went over to the automatic class or what's going on there, but they weren't here yesterday. They've missed a lot of the days already. And anyways, I just wish they would have already quit a long time ago rather than wasting a lot of our practice time. But, that's how people operate, I guess. So anyways, we started doing the in-cab and handled that. And then what we ended up doing was we started doing some alley dock backing. And it really started to get kind of windy. And anyways, the alley docking was going great. I've now adjusted to the truck, and I'm back to being able to put it in. It was, I think I got like 4 opportunities or so to back, and it went right in on the first try on like 2 of them, and then the other 2. One of them I had to use, like my first one of the day, I had to use quite a few pull-ups, but once I got that nailed and got it under control and everything, then all the rest of them were totally fine. And like I said, 2 of them, I didn't even have to use any pull-ups or anything. I just put it right in. Well, maybe I probably used 1 just to straighten everything, but yeah, you get 2 free ones. So anyways, I feel pretty confident on the alley backing, or alley dock backing now. And so then it started to get so windy that our cones were blowing. It actually blew. I was wearing my cap there, and because there was no sun or anything, and my hat blew off. It was getting really windy. It was like 20 to 25 mile an hour winds. And so anyways, the instructor, it was blowing the cones all over on the range, and the lot was completely flooded from all the rain, so we couldn't even see the lines on the course for where to park. So he said, all right, hop in, let's go ahead and go for a ride. So he told me that I was going to be driving first out of the 2 of us students, and said, this should be an interesting ride. And so we went out there and ended up heading out towards Arcadia. And on that, we were on US 17. Everything was pretty much fine, because leaving the school there, you have, there was a lot of wooded area. And but once I got on 17, all of this wind started hitting on the broadside of the empty trailer. It's an empty 53-foot trailer. And so that was, you could start feeling that. And so then we continued heading out, and the road turned, so the wind was mostly coming straight in from behind the trailer, but just at a slight angle. So it wasn't that bad or anything. I was able to get a feel for it, and it was a new experience, to say the least. But yeah, all of my shifts from yesterday, I was having issues with this new truck. I don't know if it was just me talking about it last night or thinking about it. Now that I understood what I needed to change, everything was super smooth, good to go today. Although I did have issues going from 8th to 9th for some reason. But I just do that. I just shift that as fast as I can, and then it's fine doing that. But for some reason, 8th to 9th is really weird. But anyways, yeah, so then I'm driving, go all the way out to Arcadia, and end up taking, I forget what, I think it's, I want to say 72, whatever that road is, or the highway that goes out to Sarasota. We took that and then picked up Kings Highway. And on this, the instructor got a phone call, which later on I think was telling him that we needed to, you know, make sure students weren't driving or something like that, because now I started with the direction that we were going, and the wind was starting to pick up even more, and so I was on Kings Highway, which, if you're familiar with that road, it's like a real tight 2-lane highway, so, you know, 1 lane for each direction of traffic, and there's quite a bit of wooded areas, but then there are also quite a few open areas, and whenever we'd hit those and that wind would just hit, man, it really started rocking the trailer and everything like that, and especially was hitting me quite a few times while I was going through turns. So I didn't feel unsafe at any point in time. I mean, it was definitely moving and I could get a feel for that, but it wasn't anything like super excessive, like it wasn't close to tipping or anything like that, but it was rocking it enough that I could feel. And finally there was a turning lane, and so the instructor had me pull over in there, and man, I was, at that point, I was pretty, because the wind just continued to pick up heavier and heavier, and so I was glad to pull over, and I was like, I said to the instructor, I was like, man, thanks, because I was starting to get kind of hairy there. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So he got in the driver's seat and started taking us back to the school. And as we were getting back there, we ended up going back out onto the highway that I was originally on, US 17. We cut over to get there and get back to the school as soon as possible. And on there is a Walmart distribution center. Well, by the time we got back on there, now the wind is gusting. I could see there were like huge American flags at a lot of these businesses, and based on their size, I could tell, and especially with seeing how far over a lot of these trees, like the trees in Florida grow to be able to sway with the wind, and they'll bend significantly, and you could see how far over they were bent. I mean, it was almost like we had a hurricane coming through, or at least a tropical storm, and it was pretty wild. And I was glad I was not driving at that point, because I definitely, that would have been well beyond, you know, my ability. So I'm glad that I wasn't doing that there. But yeah, we went past the Walmart distribution center, and you could just see all of the trucks just parked. Everything was stopped. Everyone was stopped and lined up outside of the center, and you know, usually like they don't stage like that outside of there typically. So these were all, and they were ones that were exiting. So these were, you know, they've already picked up their load, and they're just parked waiting for all this stuff to kind of pass. So anyways, we got back to the school, and it was just the range manager, one other instructor, and us. Everyone else had already left. The school shut down, and from all the wind. In fact, the Porta-John, I was in that right before we left to go for this drive, and the Porta-John was rocking when I was in there, and by the time we got back, yeah, I mentioned that to the guys and everything, and by the time we got back, it was safety strapped in place, and the door was still flying open on it and everything, toilet paper blown out and everything, so that'll be interesting to see tomorrow. But yeah, the wind, it was absolutely insane. So I got some exposure to that, which was crazy. You know, we're down to just me and one other guy in our class now, so I should have all the practice time in the world for the rest of the week. And I already feel pretty good after everything in our short time today. I don't know if we'll have to repeat today, or if we'll have to do like a half day, or if it just counts. I hope so, because I'm feeling pretty confident on everything, and I don't want to be delayed any further than I have to. So just want to do a quick video about these changes. Unless if something crazy like this happens again this week, I'll just end up doing a final recap at the end of the week, and then you know, do another video going into my CDL test, and go from there. But yeah, thanks for watching, and you know, feel free to like and subscribe for more content as I'm putting it out there. Have a great day and stay safe.